mistakes and how to avoid them. So the biggest mistakes you'll make when deciding what to blog about, they keep it too broad in their niche. So this is one that I've kind of accidentally did when I started DIYHomeHealth.com. That's my blog. And when I refer to niche, think of it in like categories. So healthy living would be a category. Coloring books would be a category. Pastors writing blogs for pastors is a category. Pastors writing blogs towards their congregation would be a category. See the different niches there that it's kind of breaking out. When I created DIY Home Health, I almost did it out of indecision because I wanted to write about do-it-yourself projects, home improvements, kind of hand in hand with that, and then also healthy living as it relates to doing it yourself as well. So that DIY kind of applies to both. And at first I was writing recipes and, adulting guides and all over the board. And I still write in various categories. But when it comes to actually succeeding as a blogger, you need to niche down. And we'll talk a little bit about our experience with niching down a little bit later. The next mistake people make is they make it too niche. Now you're like, well, you're just doing the absolute opposite. And we also have a story of experience that Adrian's now coming across as a coloring book that's very niche, you might think. Yes, how is she breaking out of that too niched niche? The third biggest mistake is they ignore their readers. They write thinking, I'm just going to put all this information out there. But they don't really think, who are my readers and what do they want? What problems are they having? What are their pain points? And even though a blog might be your self-expression time, if you actually want to make it successful, you need to answer the question of what your readers really want. And you also need to engage with them. When they comment back. When they share a post, say thanks. Of course, if you get like thousands of shares on a post, don't say thanks on all of them because that'll take a lot of time. But find a way to engage with your readers because blogging is all about community. And if you don't engage with them, you're missing out on a big portion of what blogging is and building up your audience. The fourth big mistake that people make is they don't have a USP or a unique selling proposition or unique selling point. Basically, what differentiates you from all the other bloggers out there? What you can do to keep your blog successful is find a way to differentiate. Maybe there's already a blog on pastors helping pastors, but maybe you take a different perspective. Maybe you take a perspective of terms of the financial aspect of pastoring a church. And that could be your USP. It could be your unique part that you have to offer. Now, I mentioned our experience in going too broad of niche and going too niche. So Adrian's blog, Cleverpedia, actually didn't start as a coloring book, as you might have heard in our intro. It was actually just a general blog that she kind of copied off of Upworthy, which used to be an old viral blog. So she just tried writing blog posts that would go viral or what she thought would go viral. And it just wasn't building a loyal audience. And it was really tough to establish her site as a go-to expert in search engines because, she wasn't writing a lot on one subject. Then she happened to write a post very randomly about coloring books, and it just took off. So she saw this as an opportunity to use coloring books as her niche. She liked coloring books. She has a design background, so it was something she was interested in. And now her blog has over 70 posts that are just about coloring books. And she shifted her blog's branding and unique selling proposition, USP, to reflect the coloring book angle. But you can only write so much about coloring books. So she's trying to broaden once again, while still writing on topics that would interest her loyal readership that initially came to her for coloring books. So she's breaking out into the more artsy design side of coloring and painting and bullet journaling and different things like that. Here's a little example of what that kind of looks like. So what she did was she sent a survey to her readers because she wanted to still serve her readers. Remember, all about don't forget your readers, try to figure out their pain points or why they read their blog, and try to serve them. Because that's really what blogging is serving your niche. And she asked her readers what other similar bridge topics might interest them. And so a few that kind of came from that is a lot of people were coloring for stress relief. So she could write a lot of blog posts on other ways to relieve stress, to relieve anxiety. Other things that they're interested in, some of them were coloring because they just like artsy stuff and arts and crafts and wanted a way to express that. Some of them really loved painting. And of course, I mentioned bullet journaling earlier. It's a way of kind of combining typography, calligraphy, and planning your day in a journal. And so some of them said that bullet journaling would really interest them. And some even said they might be interested in home decor. A lot of the coloring related to signs that you could put up around your home. What Adrienne is doing now is she's testing out a few of these topics in these areas, and she's seeing how much of a response she's getting. And this mostly depends on how well she can optimize her posts to do well on social media and search results, to not only keep her existing audience, but also build other audiences that may be really interested in, say, home decor, but other areas of that, or maybe other areas of stress relief. So I talked about Adrienne creating her blog for coloring books because she had one post do well. And the reason why you want a niche is because Google loves niche content. So here's a screenshot of her most popular pages on search results. And you might notice that I refer to Google a lot. Google is just the main search engine. And so instead of saying search engines, I might just refer to Google. But really, it's encompassing any search engine that anyone uses at any time. A lot of them work very similarly. So what works for Google will most likely work for Bing and Yahoo as well. So as marketers, I'm about to tell you the biggest secret to having sites rank really well in the search engine. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? The biggest secret is niche content. That means writing a lot of pages about one particular subject. Adrienne has done a fantastic job. Remember, she started a very general blog, way too broad of a niche, but she saw that one post do well. And that's why it's really important actually to monitor your Google Analytics to make sure, if a post is doing well, to capitalize on it, to write more content about that, because obviously it's something that matters to your readers. So you see her top posts organically, which means they rank well in the organic search. She has the Mandela coloring book, coloring books for adults, color pencil storage ideas, Christmas cooking pages for adults, coloring techniques. She has literally written a post about every single coloring book idea that you can under the sun. And you know what? She ranks really well for coloring books, just broad terms under coloring books. And a lot of people find her site that way. And not many people can say they rank for coloring books because they don't devote the time to write content that just covers all about that one particular niche subject. So I'm going to show you another one because it's important for you to understand the subject, because I don't want you to make the mistake of going too broad. Now, this one is very similar. She also had a very general My Crazy Good Life domain name. She was just writing about things that interest her when she noticed 21 Day Fix, recipes, food lists, just different things about the 21 Day Fix, which is a recipe planning with Weight Watchers, I believe, tended to do really well in terms of getting traffic to her site. So what she ended up doing is combining that word, 21 Day Fix, with other words that relate. And I'll actually show you the magic trick to find these various keywords to know what other people are searching. And this is what's going to drive traffic to your site. So she did, for example, 21 Day Fix, that's a niche, plus subject, food list. She did 21-day fix, plus the subject, meal plan. 21-day fix, recipes. 21-day fix, vegans. 21-day fix, plan without Shakeology. So you can see the formula here. It's so evident about how to rank well. And she gets thousands and thousands of page views by doing this formula. But she didn't start off with 21-day fix as her top subject because, her domain name is very general. So even if you choose a general domain name, that's fine because you can actually find a good niche just by writing content in various areas and seeing what gets popular. So why are we putting such a big focus on getting traffic organically? There's two main ways you can get traffic: social media and organic search. And if you want to survive as a blogger, you need both. But when it comes to figuring out what you want to write about, you need to think about organic search and how people find you in the search results. That's really important. Now, let's say that you are a missionary and you just want a blog to write about travel updates and keep those people who are funding you in the loop about what you're working on. And that's great. That's a way of self-expression. It's a way of connecting you with your community. But you're not going to make a lot of money unless the people that you already have on your list are continuing to fund you. If you want a way to get more people to learn about your blog and make a bigger impact, you are going to have to rank organically. So I'm not sure if you've ever heard the term, but it's called SEO, search engine optimization. And it's what we refer to when optimizing websites so people can easily find them when searching in Google or whatever search engine they use. Let's talk about some of the various keywords that you could include. Besides some other social related posts like local and culture topics, you may be able to search for keywords. When I say keywords, I mean the words that people type into Google in order to see results. You may be able to rank for those results on a few culture topics. But most likely, some of the other keywords that we've done research on that tend to do well are devotions for missionaries, missions book reviews, and these are all things you could write in addition to your travel updates. A few more are how to become a missionary and jobs for missionaries, becoming a missionary with a family. A lot of these areas that you could help other missionaries figure out how to become a better missionary and how to be a missionary with a family. And of course, third culture kids was a really important keyword as well that you could write on. So think about your topic in terms of these various areas that you could write about.